adventures today. It's pretty windy out here, so the sound might be terrible. Might do some voiceover here. So I'm sorry for the wind. Really need to get myself a microphone, don't I? I keep telling myself that, but I'm just too into the fishing. Not so much into the filming. Just hooked up one right away. Started in shallow, 5 feet, and started working myself out into a bay. One came in right away, he hit it. I missed him, the bite, dropped it back down, he hit it again. So fish are pretty aggressive. It's still pretty early. We'll see if we can catch some more, maybe get some big ones. Stick around, let's get them bows. Got a nice one here. Jaw jacker. Jaw jacker action. That's a beauty. Look at that beauty. Whoa. What a beauty. Ooh. Look at that jaw jacker. Stationary jaw jacker. Poker face tungsten. Tied up with some olive. Chartreuse and brown marabou, a little bit of flash, tiny piece of pink shrimp. Boom, big rainbow, nice fish, huh? Camera. Oh yeah. Beauty. I just turned off the camera and the jaw jacker went off. I was gonna move and the jaw jacker went off. I just pulled the underwater camera out, so I probably didn't even see this one come by. Look at that, he's missing his top fin. I'm gonna go try using a spoon, more active presentation, but this jaw jacker dead stick has caught the biggest 2 fish today. The first one I caught on the spoon was a little bit smaller, like a 17-incher, and those last 2 were quite big that I caught just dead sticking on the jaw jacker. So windy day, it's really windy, quite warm, like +2, +3. Storm moved through yesterday and dropped some fresh snow, but right now the fish are pretty aggressive, it seems, but it may just be that they're hitting the dead stick. So if the spoon doesn't work, I can always fish tungsten jig on my rod. More subtle presentation works too, because I only like letting the jaw jacker do the work when I'm messing around with cameras and with the ice auger, because we're only allowed 1 line in British Columbia, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to have a second line, just like they do in the summer, so you can leave it in all day and catch your fish on that as well. Okay, let's go catch some fish. Hopefully we'll do some jigging with a spoon and maybe some other lures. I have some new lures by Certified Lucky Tackle. Let's give those a try too. So I have these jigging plastics by Certified Lucky. We sent out these little micro lead head jigs with nice paint color. I think they're glow in the dark as well. And then this is a Certified Lucky flapper, lemon meringue, has some metal flake in it, white chartreuse and glow. So we're gonna take one of those out of the package, thread it onto the jig. Look at these things. These flappers, they look like a leech tail pretty much. And they work really good last time I tried them, so I'll try out these ones and see how they work. So when you thread on a jig, how I do it is you line up where it's gonna go up to, so like that, and you decide where the hook point should come out. It should come out just about at the bend of the hook, okay? So like right there, that's where you know the hook should come out. Try to get it right down the middle so it sits nice and straight. And point that hook out where you figured at the bend of the hook, so then it's lined up nicely like that, and you are left with a lot of hook shank showing. Otherwise, you bury the hook shank in the plastic if you put it too far down, and then you'll get the plastic curving up like that. So you want to poke it out where the hook shaft starts to bend, and that's how you get a nice looking plastic all ready to go to catch a fish. Okay, so let's give this a try. To tie a jig on, I just use what's called a trilene knot. You go through the eye of the hook twice, you make a little loop like that, then you go around the top line about 5 times, and then you take that tag end and you go back through the double loop. You got to go back through both of those loops, and then the key is getting it wet. Wet it so you don't get a kink in the line, and then pull that knot down. There you go, just like that. You want it to hang just like that. If your jig is hanging like this, no good. You won't be catching any fish, okay? So tilt that knot up towards the hook so that it sits like that. Way better presentation. When a fish comes along, they like that way better. We got one on that jig, and there was another one down there. Look at that, on that flapper jig. He hit it, and there was another one down there. He hit it a few times. Let's get down there, see if there's a bigger one. So I think the fish are staying shallow this morning. They're not moving up deep. Most of the fish are coming in 6 to 7 feet of water. I tried out to 12 feet of water. There's nothing, so gotta stick where the fish are. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. There we go, another one on that flapper. Beautiful rainbow trout. That flapper by Certified Lucky is working today. Just came in and ate it. Oh, there's one, there's one, there's one. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. Another one. That's a beauty. Oh yeah. Another beauty on the flapper there. Look at that. Gorgeous fish. They are just crushing that flapper. That lemon meringue flapper coming in. Just leave it still for a second and they inhale it. Look how they eat it. Another great fish. I'll put that one towards my limit. So it kind of slowed down in the afternoon when it got bright and sunny. I went drilling holes all over the place, found some in about 17 feet of water in one hole. Drilled about, I don't know, another 30 holes. And now the bite's back on in the, 10 to 15 feet of water. So I put the camera back on. Let's see if we can catch some. There we go, I got one. Another one on that flapper. You love those flappers. Oh, there's one. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, that's good head shakes. Oh, that's a good one. He's in the hole. Oh boy. Whoa, look at that drag peeling out. Oh my, look at those head shakes. Oh my, let's get this out of the hole. Oh boy, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good fish. Oh yeah. What a beauty, look at that one. Gorgeous fish on the flapper. Oh, look at that. Beauty on that flapper. Just came up and smoked it. What a beauty fish. Okay, now it's like the evening's coming. Let's see what time it is. The wind died down. Clouds came over. It's 3:21. Since 3 o'clock, it's really picked up. The fish are coming around and starting to bite again. First out a little bit deeper. Now we're up into 9 feet of water, and I've had a few here in this hole. So hopefully they keep coming through. There we go. There we go. Another nice little one on the flapper. Today on the ice, I was able to get a bunch of great underwater footage. Here's that flapper underwater if you want to see what they look like. And here's a bunch of underwater footage of rainbow trout destroying both a tungsten jig. This is a 7mm circle tackle tungsten jig in chartreuse. It's called the poker face. Unfortunately, you see a dead rainbow trout on the bottom of that hole. That was not from me, that was from before. Here's 2 rainbow trout that came in. They're a little bit hard to see. The later shots get much more clear. But as you can see, these ones are highly suspicious of this flapper. Some seem to understand that a lure can be a dangerous thing because these ones are just coming up to it and nipping at it ever so slightly. Whereas some of them were much more aggressive, which is funny because I actually, when I was fishing, I hadn't looked down the hole. I actually thought the fish were pretty aggressive this day, as a lot of them were coming in and just biting it. But then after reviewing the footage like this, and like I always like to do, I really learn a lot after watching exactly what happens and seeing the behavior from that day. Some of the holes were deeper water, but you can see the bottom in the deeper water does not have as many weeds on it. So sometimes later in the day, I actually move off that weedy flat to just on the edge of the flat where it starts to drop down, and the fish seem to cruise there quite well. But as you can see, a lot of times it is a little bit the smaller fish that are moving through those areas. And the bigger fish really seem to be caught early in the morning and late in the evening up on that shallow flat. Not to say that there can't be big fish cruising out deeper. It's just that your best time to catch those really big fish is early morning and late afternoon up in that shallow, flat, weedy area where they're just packing in the food. Here's one, a decent sized fish, probably around 16 to 17 inches. And he's just slowly checking out this flapper. He got a little bit of a taste right there. Here comes another one in, chasing it. And that's why it's good fishing the column. You see when I ripped that one up, another one came in after it. And they really like when the lure comes up. They like chasing it. And they will often crush it as it is rising towards the surface. So keep that in mind if you want to play cat and mouse with them. Some days it really works, some days it doesn't work at all. And I think later on I have a shot where one actually grabs it when I was pulling the hook up out of the hole. And I thought I caught it on the edge of the ice, but it actually hooked onto him. There's one who grabbed it. And another one was swimming right by right then. Here comes a nice fish, but as you can see, some of them were a little bit timid. He just came in and then went away. Here's another big fish in shallow. You see this is like 5 feet of water with a lot of weed growth back in that hole with the dead fish. And a quite big rainbow trout swimming around checking it out. But he was a little bit hesitant to bite. Here we are back in deeper water, smaller fish. This is on the jaw jacker. You see he just bit really lightly and it didn't trigger the jaw jacker. Back with the flapper. Look at this. That fish chased it. The hook was coming up to the hole. I actually thought I snagged it on the edge of the ice, but then later saw it was actually a fish that bit the hook. Here's another one. He ends up grabbing it. Look how they inhale it. It's a pretty big jig, and it's amazing how they just grab it. Now here's that dead fish. It's pretty dark. Look at that bright green dot in the center right. That's one of those circle tackle poker face jigs, and that's why they're so good. As the low light becomes more apparent, you see a fish just hit it. It kind of bounced off to the side. Hey, well, thanks for watching, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today on the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit. Came out in the morning, got out here a little bit late, about an hour after sunrise. Fish were still in shallow, 5 to 7 feet of water coming through. They were touching the dead stick jaw jacker really well. Poker face, tungsten jig, and then I switched up to a little Northland Tackle rattle buckshot flutter spoon, and then put on that Certified Lucky flapper. I'll put those in the description below, and you can check them out if you want to. It slowed down around noon till about 2:30 p.m. and then I went searching. I drilled holes all the way out to like 40 feet deep back into another shore, and right around 2:30 found fish around the 17-foot mark, and then they slowly came closer, and then 3:30 it just shut off. I don't know where the fish went, but this is usually when they're really biting, but they aren't right now. So I had a little bit of drizzle just came over. Storm might be moving in. I don't know, fish are funny, but usually they'll keep biting throughout the evening, and that's probably what's gonna happen here. I'm sure they're gonna start biting again. They might have passed through this area, and I gotta get up back on that shallower flat to catch them again. But hey, check out my catch. Did really well today. I probably caught and released maybe like 10 rainbows altogether. Kept 4. Check them out. Really nice fish here. These are all beauties, and one is just over 50 centimeters. You're allowed one over 50 centimeters in BC, and the rest are under. These are nice fish. Look at these beauties. Such beauties. I think this one is a stocked. This nice shiny one might be a triploid, and the other ones might be naturals. They have the more darker coloration because they do spawn in this lake as well. And then yeah, like I said, lemon meringue and that little Northland buckle. Northland rattle spoon right there on the panfish, 36 rods. And there's that lemon meringue flapper thing right there. That's what they like today. Tipped with some pink shrimp that I dyed with ProCure. Hey, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get warned when there's a video getting posted, so you can come out for a premiere, chat it up. And if you like the video, hit a like, share it with others. Thanks for watching as always. Let's go catch them some other time. See you later. God bless.